So we're going to talk today about time, and it all results from what I experienced in the last, I think it's a month. I think twice I've been stood up. I don't know if it was both in February, I'm pretty sure it was. So time is all I got. Time is all you got. And it's very, very precious to me. So I'm not doing this video to shame anybody because I too have made mistakes. So I thought about like when I missed an appointment. So it happened to me one time in the 5 years that I've been in business. No, okay, that's a lie. Twice. Wait for it. So the first time I was supposed to interview somebody for a job and I missed it somehow and they reached out to me and I called them. That's important to me, right? I called them immediately and apologized profusely, and then I went and met them for the interview. Now that was an interview, right? I mean, it wasn't even like a business meeting. I was interviewing this person. I could have easily rescheduled that, but you know, I'm not trying to say I'm some kind of an angel. I'm just saying that I think it's like how I was brought up. I think it's how I was raised. I think my parents did a great job instilling that we should be respectful of people's time. So then somebody reached out to me and asked to meet me for lunch, and I just don't confirm when we do the whole thing back and forth. I don't confirm. This one was initiated through LinkedIn, and that's strange. I'm still unsure how I feel about LinkedIn. Yeah, because people reach out and then nothing usually happens. This person I knew, and they reached out to me via LinkedIn and asked me to have lunch, and I said yes, and we went back and forth and we picked a place, and then I went to the place and he did not show up. And again, I didn't get a phone call. I reached out via email and then text, and then a friend of his, actually a business partner of his, and then that's fun. That's my phone. Okay, that was interesting. So I don't know why somebody's trying to make a business lunch through LinkedIn. And now the next one was the one I messed up. Let me tell you about the next one I messed up. I made a lunch date with somebody for 12 o'clock. I thought it was at 1 o'clock, so I put it in my calendar wrong. She reached out to me. I felt so bad because I know how busy this person is. I was like, ooh. She's like running St. Petersburg. And I called immediately and apologized profusely. She was like, it's not a big deal. This is across the street from where I work, which is another thing, right? Like if somebody wants to meet you and then you ask them to meet you in a place far away from where you are, I think that's very strange. I do. I don't understand that. If I want to meet with somebody, I'm going literally to where you are, where you work, or what is the closest in proximity, and what is the best time for you. I'm thinking about you because I want to meet with you, right? Okay. So anyway, I messed that thing up. I call the restaurant. I pay for her lunch, and I get dessert, and I take care of the tip too. Now that is extreme, right? I don't know if that's because I'm a New Yorker. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of my parents and how they taught me. I value time so much that I wanted to make sure she understood how sorry I was. So I don't expect that. Like I joke a lot and I say, it would be nice if I just got a simple text, a TY text. But, you know, there's not a lot of great etiquette, I feel like, sometimes in business. So getting back to this time thing, I think there was a third time. Was there a third time? Maybe not. Whatever, okay? So now it happens to me twice in the same month. I have total empathy. I don't think that these people maliciously did this on purpose to hurt me. It's just that it's such a big deal when I live by my calendar because I run a business and I consult and I get paid for my time. So when I make time to do something else and then that gets screwed up, I'm like, ugh. And the fun thing about me is that I'm always looking to see what my part in it is, you know? I don't know why, because I don't feel like I had a part in any of that. Anyway, I had 2 great lunches alone. I did stay there at the table alone in both restaurants, both very nice restaurants, by the way. one that I picked that was right next door to where somebody worked, another one, the one that wanted to meet with me and asked me to meet him in Tampa, and I live in Pinellas. And then after I told him I lived in Pinellas, he still asked me to meet him halfway. That was interesting too, but that's okay. Oh, and then the other one was somebody reached out to me recently on Facebook Messenger for a business meeting, and I asked them to email me, and then they kept Facebook messaging me, and then we went back and forth. It was like unbelievable kind of how many times we were going back and forth for somebody that wanted to meet with me, and then asked me the address of the place the restaurant that I had suggested, or wherever I said to meet. And I was like, this is too hard, forget it. So I think that for anybody that might be new in business, you should think about the other person's time. So if you want to meet with them, for sure, like meet them where they are, like please. I have now banned Tampa. Tampa is under a ban, a Sharon Feckety ban. I won't be going there except for this weekend. I have 2 events in Tampa this weekend, which I'm so excited about. I mean, it's gonna be great, I'm sure. And it's nothing against Tampa, it's just that, when you're out a lot and you're working a lot, going to an event is like work. So let me stay focused on time. So I think it's important that you consider people's time. You really, really should. And if you screw up, try not to text them, try to call. I think that's good etiquette. I think that it's warranted that somebody hears your voice. Now I don't like to talk on the phone at all. I'd much prefer a text. But I think when you've screwed something up, you should probably call. That's just my feelings. You don't have to agree with me. And again, this isn't to shame anybody. I just think that it's important that we have these conversations, because so many people complain about it to me, and it hasn't really happened to me that much, which I'm so grateful for. But then it hit me twice in a month, and I thought, perfect opportunity to talk about this. So now let's talk about the medical industry and time. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I see a Facebook post about somebody being pissed off at a doctor because their time is just as important and they're in the waiting room and it's disrespectful and somebody should let you know that you're running behind schedule, and it's a problem, right? It's a huge problem. And for me, somebody that ran a practice for 8 years here in Florida, and then before that in New York, it was one of the greatest hurdles that we had to overcome, because every physician worked differently. And if a physician was fast, then it was great, like the waiting room would be clear. But if a physician was slower and liked to spend more time, the waiting room would fill up a lot. And it was a hard balance, right? And then, you would use a nurse or a medical assistant to try to, move them along a little bit, but then it's unfair to the patient. It's a mess, okay? A mess. So I think that a doctor should be allowed, of course, to spend as much time as he or she needs to with a patient. It's not the case, okay? It's just not. It's not reality. There are insurance companies, there are administration and hospitals that, got you like this on lockdown. You gotta go. Get them in, get them out. I'll tell you the truth. In New York, what our philosophy was, and I'm not saying it's good, but this is reality I'm telling you here on this vlog. We used to say treat them and street them. Oh my God, that's terrible. But that was our reality. Like, we had so many patients to see and understaffed. It was a huge issue. So I do not believe in that philosophy, but it's a tough thing. So it's a tough thing for a doctor maybe sometimes to recognize that they need to fix the scheduling problem. It is also, coming from an administrator's point of view, if the person that's sitting up front, your wonderful front office staff, would consider saying to the waiting room, thank you so much for being so patient. I really appreciate it. What's going on in the back is that this person is really sick and there's an ambulance coming and they're going to the hospital, or somebody got Baker acted. Like, so many things go on in the medical industry that it's hard to please everybody. But I think one of the really great ways to fix that problem is this: using our communication skills. think that's a great idea. I would go up front and I would see like the waiting room full of people and everybody looked like they wanted to kill us, literally. And my front office staff would be like scared, you know, because they knew like things were backed up. What do I say? But I'm telling you, just like in your personal life, you know, not addressing it doesn't mean it's gonna go away. If you address it, people have more understanding. They're like, oh, okay, great, you have a doctor out. Like, people will be understanding if you communicate. If you don't communicate, if you choose to just pretend it's not happening, one of my favorite things in the world. Instead of an elephant today, we will use Share Bear as an example. There is a huge elephant in the room, Share Bear, and nobody's addressing it. Hi, I'm here. Oh my God. Please address the elephant or the Share Bear. Like, acknowledge, they want acknowledgement. Talk about it. So communication is primo. So I had put up this post yesterday on Facebook about what was happening. I tend to do that. I'm not shaming anybody because most of those people are never going to be accountable and say, that was me, I totally screwed up. And I don't expect that. I would be thrilled if somebody did that. But I know that it's very hard to be like, I'm wrong. I was wrong. Very hard words to say. I have been practicing saying I was wrong, admitting when I'm wrong promptly, and making amends for 25 years because of the program that I'm in. And if you don't know about it, go back to another vlog. But like, I'm looking at these comments and they're fascinating, you know? And I really think that it's okay for all of us to have a difference of opinions. I say bring it on. Bring out the communication. It's really going to affect us when we start considering other people's time, because we're talking about it. Let's not be resentful. Let's not hold it in. Let's talk about it. So that's why I'm doing this vlog, because you know, things come up and a lot of people don't address them, and I like to address them. And I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying this is what I do. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in. And you know what? If you're listening or watching or whatever the heck you're doing, you want to subscribe? Boom. Like it? Boom. Put a comment. Say you hate this. Sharon, please, enough. Go away. Stop talking. Or, you know, maybe like it hit a nerve and maybe you're going to be more accountable. Maybe. Maybe not anytime soon. But maybe. There was hope. Because there was hope for me. I've made a ton of mistakes. A ton of them. But now I'm accountable, and I like to admit when I'm wrong. So, what was I wrong for today, Alyssa? Maybe something? Not yet.
No, you're good.
No, not yet. I'm trying to see if I did. Nope, not yet. Maybe later though. And I can't wait. That maybe I'll do a whole vlog about a mistake that I made. Because I was just told that I have a hard time admitting I was wrong, and I don't agree. That's another vlog for another day. Bye! I didn't address my dress. Can I address the dress today, please? Sorry. All right, let's do that again. Can I address the dress today? So, ladies, right? I don't know. Are you well endowed? Is that what we say about our breasts when we have big breasts? Like politically correct. I have large breasts. I'm not a fan of having them, actually. I'd rather have small breasts, but I don't. I have big breasts, and I don't usually expose them, especially when I'm not with my husband. It's just weird, and I don't like it, and I'm not doing it for attention, but I love this dress. It's like cotton, and it's from TJ Maxx. It's lovely, and it feels so good and soft, and it's like Friday, and I felt very casual, and all I kept thinking about was this cleavage, and knowing I was gonna do a video, and do I want my cleavage on a video? It's crazy how much thought we put into our cleavage, okay, ladies? But today, I just let it happen. Because you know what? Like, this is my body. It's what God gave me. So I'm like, you know, not gonna hide it today.